The New African magazine published a list of the 100 most influential Africans in civil society. Campaigners, activists and charity workers were among those to make the cut, but the standout was an 11-year-old girl called Zuriel Oduwole. Not even in her teens, the publication said she had redefined the African narrative in 2013 and will play a major role in 2014.
Hi, my name is Zuriel Oduwole, and today I'm here in Accra, Ghana, in front of the Natural History Museum.
At 9 years old, Zuriel Oduwole had already started her mission to influence the continent's political and developmental trajectory.
Africa, a continent of contrast where opulence and poverty live side by side.
Not even in her teens, Zuriel is already a two-time documentary filmmaker.
Well, the two documentaries I created, one was on the Ghana Revolution, and the other was on the formation of the African Union. I wanted to do something on the African continent, and that's when, after a lot of research, I found out that the Ghana Revolution was one of the most successful revolutions held in Africa. The second one, on the formation of the 1963 Organization of African Unity, I chose to create on that topic because the topic for the second year was turning points in history.
And she has managed to interview some of the most influential leaders in sub-Saharan Africa.
I was able to interview 3 current heads of state at that time: President Jakaya Kikwete of Tanzania, President Joyce Banda of Malawi, and President Kesa Preg of Mauritius. And in that documentary, I talked about the unique stories that their countries had to tell. And also, they're always very warm, greeting, and also they treat me like I was their own granddaughter. Like, oh, come here, my child, thank you for coming. And then I just have a great time interviewing presidents and prime ministers.
Now 11 years old, the American schoolgirl of Nigerian and Mauritius descent is on a mission to make a difference.
I saw on the news, and also from experiences when I visited various African countries like Ethiopia, Ghana, and Nigeria, I see that instead of being in school, there's a lot of girls on the streets selling various projects trying to make money for their families. And I see them and I'm like, they should be in school getting a good education so that way when they get older they'll be able to have good jobs.
This was the seed that prompted Zuriel Oduwole to start the Dream Up, Speak Up, Stand Up program.
Well, I'm hoping I'll be able to inspire all the children in Africa and also help all the children in Africa, especially the girls, to have a chance to get an education. And I also want to show the parents of those girls, me as an example, and show what their children can do if they're given a chance to have an education, and also if they're supported by the parents.
And Zuriel has a detailed plan to make it happen in the real world.
If we are able to give the children technology, then they'll have the same access to resources as we would, and also have a better chance to have more options in life, and also have a better job in the future.
Despite the challenge of being a thought leader for Africa, Zuriel says she still manages to be a kid.
Well, I've learned to balance it, so on my spare time, I make sure that I'm ahead of my schoolwork first, and then comes the extracurricular activities, and then once I finish those extracurricular activities, then I'll come to the relaxation time with my family.
Unsurprisingly, Zuriel's ambitions for the future are as limitless as her obvious ability.
Like, I like to become an athlete, a robotics engineer, and when I get much older, I would like to become the President of the United States of America. And many people always ask me why I like to become the President of the United States as opposed to President of an African country. And the reason is, if I'm the President of an African country, like Nigeria for example, I may be able to affect Nigeria and then 1 or 2 other African countries. But if I'm the President of the United States of America, I'll be able to affect the United States and also all the other countries in the world, including the country on the African continent. But I'll still be fighting for the rights for girls to have a chance to get an education.
Amongst the intellectual acumen, there is one reoccurring message.
Always make sure you have big dreams, believe in yourself, and go out and follow your dreams. And if someone ever puts you down, don't listen to them, because if you keep on trying and trying and trying again, you'll one day become successful.
Well, Jason is with us now. I bet that little girl's never sat on the naughty step, has she?
No, not quite. And when I was that age, I was still trying to colour inside the lines, let alone talk about.
I can just imagine her in a classroom intimidating the teacher.
Homeschooled, actually. Homeschooled
She's
by mum.
right.
But the amazing thing is there's two more like her.
Yeah.
I mean, she's got a younger sister,
prodigious family.
2 years younger, and another one 3 years younger.
Well, that's very Nigerian, though. It's a bit sort of Oriental in, like, education, get out there, learn, achieve, conquer the world, sort of thing.
It's still a positive role model to have out there.
Oh yeah, no, I mean her
sure.
message is really good. But she's really scary, though, isn't she?
I'm
intimidating.
As I said, at that age, I was trying to colour inside the lines. So.
But of course, Jason, the big story at the moment is the missing girls in Nigeria. Did she have anything to say about that?
Yeah, I mean, of course, absolutely horrible tragedy and mystery at this stage, right? It hasn't been solved. But yes, obviously she talks about education, especially in regards to what she calls sort of, the girl child in sub-Saharan Africa. So we did ask her about that, and this is what she had to say.
I think it's very sad because me as a girl, I can't imagine being taken away from my home to some strange place with a lot of strange people. But I am hoping that the governments will be able to find the girls and bring them home safely.
I think her confidence is just really absolutely extraordinary, isn't it?
Phenomenal, and also the amount of information and statistics that she was able to talk about. And it wasn't just, oh, I want everything to be better. It was, this is how I would like everything to be better.
I know, I've been onto her website and it's all mapped out. I mean, she's absolutely clear about exactly where she's going, ending up as President of the United States of America. Do you think she could be? I mean, she's...
Well, I don't know. It's possible. I mean, Obama is sort of half Kenyan and half.
She's Mauritian and Nigerian.
And born in Los Angeles.
Oh, born in. Oh, well.
Yeah. So the birthdays are out the way.
White House all the way.
Yeah, maybe there'll be a Clinton by then that she could marry, and she's into the political dynasty.
Absolutely. She doesn't need a man to make it to the top.
This is true. This is true.
But I mean, her slogan is "Dream up, speak up, stand up."
Yeah.
And I mean, it is, and we're all sort of looking at it, and we are totally intimidated by her. But I mean, it's an extraordinary thing for a little girl like that to have come across. And obviously, if you're a leader like Jonathan, you need to have somebody. They're all going to say yes to her, but it gives her an enormous amount of traction, doesn't it?
No, absolutely. I mean, I think that absolutely captures it brilliantly there. But I mean, what she's actually outlined. Is there some sort of implementability to it?
Well, yeah, in a way,
actually taking place.
In a way, it's like a blueprint. I mean, one of the really important things she talks about is resources. You need to have the resource available. But she also highlights that there's a lot of charities out there that work with sending teachers over to remote or under-funded area or underprivileged areas. So that's one way she talks about it. She also says technology is a big deal, and she also says that there's a lot of companies that are volunteering, giving people the technical skills. Technology they need.
But the key thing she is highlighting, and which is amazing, is that girl children need to be taken seriously.
Absolutely.
Because they're not always taken seriously in Africa and in a lot of other places, but in particular in Africa, and that is a fantastic message.
Yes, and that's
there's
one
no
thing
way
she
you
says
wouldn't take
over
her seriously.
You could not.
No.
You could not. I can imagine she'd almost put you over her knee.
And then, as I say, she's got her sisters, and if you don't listen to her sisters are going to come.
The sisters will come down and get you as well.
Indeed.
Absolutely inspirational girl.
But she is amazing. We will definitely watch that little girl's progress and her sisters.
Yeah.
Right, thanks very much indeed.